Welcome, everyone, to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a massive, and I mean literally massive, shift in how we approach our daily developer workflows. Look, if you've been tracking the frontier of AI coding assistants, you already know things are moving at lightning speed. But what we're looking at today, it is not just some minor incremental update. No, we are talking about a fundamental ground-up change in how long-horizon engineering tasks are executed, managed, and scaled. So let's just jump right in. Today, we're unpacking a brilliant framework presented by Coach BK Han. He outlines exactly how you can scale your AI capabilities and just completely revolutionize your engineering efficiency. We're going to be exploring the ZCode environment alongside the GLM 5.2 model. This specific combination is basically designed to absolutely tear down the old barriers of high API costs, replacing them with massive autonomy. If you've been wondering what actually happens when developers stop fighting their tools and start directing them, well, you are in the exact right place. Okay, 5 million free daily tokens. I want you to take a second and really absorb that number. 5 million. In an industry where we as developers are constantly sweating over API usage and stressing out about the cost of expensive reasoning loops, an allowance like this completely flips the script. It fundamentally changes the value equation. You are getting access to a frontier-level model every single day, which means you can run deep, extensive coding sessions without that constant, nagging friction of cost anxiety. It is a total game changer. But to actually harness all those tokens effectively, the source material points us directly to ZCode. And listen, this isn't just another standard code editor that has a chat window awkwardly bolted onto it. Not at all. It is a full-featured Agentic Development Environment, or ADE, that's built explicitly to handle massive, multi-step engineering tasks. Because it keeps your goals, your files, terminal outputs, browser contexts, and your Git states all in a single continuous loop, you never lose context halfway through a complex build. It's all right there. Working with this platform, you can easily feel how tasks and projects are dynamically organized. It maintains this incredibly clean visual workspace, right? Meanwhile, the self-developed ZCode agent is in the background doing all the heavy lifting. Over on the sidebar, you can kick off new tasks or tap into a one-click skill marketplace. But the crucial part is how it integrates directly with your dev environment. You can preview changes and check console logs right inside the platform itself. It keeps your entire workflow highly centralized and super focused. Now, the real engine under the hood here is GLM 5.2. This is a highly optimized, MIT-licensed open-weight powerhouse. And let's be real, that open-weight distinction is absolutely massive in today's AI landscape. It's currently sitting at a score of 51 on the Independent Artificial Analysis Index, which makes it the highest-scoring open-weights model available right now. Plus, it is incredibly fast. We're talking a blistering 106 output tokens per second. When you pair that level of raw performance with the 5 million daily free tokens we just talked about, it completely redefines what independent developers can build for essentially zero operating cost. Crazy, right? Let's look at the hard numbers for a second. On Terminal Bench 2.1, GLM 5.2 is sitting very strong at 81. This puts it just a tiny few points shy of the most expensive proprietary models out there, like Opus at 85 and GPT 5.5 at 84. Now, keep in mind, the previous version, GLM 5.1, only scored a 63.5 on this exact same benchmark. So yeah, this is not just some minor tweak. This is a massive leap forward that proves GLM 5.2 is a true frontier-level competitor in terminal operations. And this next stat brilliantly illustrates its prowess in real-world software engineering. On Swebench Pro, which, if you don't know, specifically tests a model's ability to solve actual real GitHub issues, GLM 5.2 completely overtakes GPT 5.5. It scores a 62.1 compared to GPT's 58.6. Again, this is a phenomenal jump for what is technically just a point update. It really demonstrates that the underlying reasoning capabilities for complex software development have been aggressively and successfully fine-tuned. But let's step back for a moment because, as we all know, benchmarks only tell part of the story. What does this actually mean for your daily development? Well, it is all about long-horizon tasks. We are talking about open-ended technical projects that last for hours or maybe even tens of hours. This includes deep systems optimization, large-scale code construction, or applied machine learning research. ZCode and GLM 5.2 are purpose-built for this exact type of messy, iterative, real-world engineering. You aren't just fixing a typo here, you are managing a sprawling project over a very long trajectory. So let's see how this translates into actual long-horizon testing. Looking at the Frontier Sway benchmark, which specifically evaluates these extended, open-ended tasks, GLM 5.2 scores a dominant 74. That puts it within a single point of Opus at 75, and it firmly beats GPT at 72. When you consider the previous model scored a 30 on this exact same test, this is arguably the most impressive result in the entire documentation. It absolutely proves the agent can hold contact, plan effectively, and execute over extended periods without losing its way. The source material also highlights a really fascinating, highly unusual hardware test called post-train bench. Basically, agents are handed an H100 GPU and tasked with improving smaller models through post-training. And guess what? GLM 5.2 once again pulls ahead, scoring 34.3 against GPT's 28.4. This is an incredibly rigorous test of an agent's robust autonomy. It showcases its ability to independently run experiments, evaluate the results, and make continuous progress over a highly technical, complex path. Okay, so we've seen the raw power. Now let's explore how the software interface itself has evolved to actually support that capability. The ZCode version 3.0 updates represent a massive workflow shift. They've fully switched to a deeply optimized in-house agent core that handles these complex execution chains beautifully. You also get the Z-Read Intelligent Project Knowledge Base, which literally auto-generates your project documentation for you. Plus, there are visual Git branch graphs to manage your topology intuitively, and grouped task workspaces with drag-and-drop mechanics. It just makes managing concurrent scaling so incredibly efficient. And the quality of life updates just keep rolling from there, really focusing on what matters to developers on a day-to-day basis. As of version 3.1.0, you get full Windows subsystem for Linux support, allowing for highly flexible remote workspaces. You have session branching, so you can instantly resume progress wherever you left off. They've even integrated mobile remote control via WeChat and Fishu bots. Oh, and they added a one-click marketplace for Model Context Protocol, or MCP servers, so you can effortlessly connect all your external data sources. Now, to help ease the transition into this new ecosystem, the source material details something called the GLM Start Plan. This onboarding strategy gives new users a massive 150% quota benefit right out of the gate, plus 5 consecutive days of flagship model access. It is perfectly positioned to give you that immediate runway you need to set up your environments and test out complex multi-agent workflows without hitting those annoying early paywalls. Of course, navigating all these advanced tool integrations, MCP servers, and long-horizon prompts can definitely get a bit complex. That is exactly why the presentation heavily emphasizes the importance of community alignment. If you want to truly master these high-tier agentic workflows, you need to be surrounded by the right people. To that end, the source points us to some incredible resources, specifically the AI Hustle Generation YouTube channel and their school community. These platforms are positioned as the ultimate hubs for sharing the architectures, the strategies, and the specific setups required to actually leverage these frontier tools effectively. It is all about building these advanced systems together. The tools outlined here by Coach BK Han show a very clear trajectory. Open models are getting incredibly powerful, and the tokens needed to run them are becoming wildly accessible to everyone. But this leaves us with a critical question to ponder. As agentic environments increasingly take over the manual heavy lifting of long-horizon tasks, what exactly will become the most valuable skill for human engineers in the years to come? Definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for joining us on this explainer, and we will see you next time.